Introducing Thermaltake Versa H18 case. Now this is new off the press for 2018. Obviously Thermaltake are very innovative with what they do and stuff like that. This does not look very innovative at all, but the whole point about it is that it's a really cheaper case with a good name brand, Thermaltake, and it's there to do things, and it can do a few things, which we're going to discuss in this video real quickly. So first off, as you know and you can see, this is actually acrylic and not tempered glass, so that's bringing down the price down to a generous £50 or a low £50, whatever you want to call it. Obviously it's a nice little acrylic side, so you can still see inside if you want to see inside. You've got these thumb screws and they're plastic, they're not captive thumb screws. Oh, I've lost it, I don't know where it's gone. So that's the problem with captive screws, but there you go. Well, that's not the problem with captive screws, that's the problem if you haven't got captive screws. That's the ones I'm going to say. But anyway, got them screws. Then you take off the side, and then you can see that it's just acrylic and it's just folded down metal. And I think this is anodized steel, and yeah, it's just looks quite nice and stuff. Right, anyway, you got a nice little stroud, so it's nice to be put into a case that's £50. You got a stroud, you can cover all your cable mess, because you probably will if you're going to build into this. Now Thermaltake have thought about this really quite well, but not well. Who in their right minds are going to spend £50 on a case and water cool it unless they're just there for performance? Now if they're there for performance, we've only got a top bit here which is only for 140mm or 120. You can put the top there, but you can't really water cool there because it will get in the way of the motherboard. Now this is for a mini ITX motherboard. The micro ATX and mini ITX motherboards are going there. The standoffs are already on there as well. So they include a 120mm fan, which you can put a rear water cooling unit, 120 on the back there, and you have plenty of room to do your water cooling. Or you can have, I should turn it around this way so you can have a look inside. In there you can put in a 280, or you can have a 240 in the front, which will be a radiator, or you can just put two 120s or two 140 fans in the front there, and also so 120 and 140 at the top and 120 at the back, and also 120 or 140 radiator. You've got a nice little cutout here, which is, it gives you quite a decent size. So if I spin the case around to the side a little bit, it gives you a decent cutout size for a radiator if you've got a thick radiator. But I can't see anyone spending £50 and putting water cooling in there. I really can't. But yeah, so you get a nice decent cutout, and it does look pretty. I do like it. Then you've got your little slots here, you can put your SSDs on, and it does include rubber grommets as well. I don't know why for an SSD, but it just keeps the vibrations down. You've got a nice little finger width if you want to put RGB in it. You've got the little PCB board at the back there for all the controls. On the front, you got USB 3, you got two USB 2s, you got a microphone jack, headphone jack, and then 3.5mm jacks basically. Then you've got, I don't even know what that is. Is that LED? Is that RGB? Where is the RGB on here? Anyway, it's got LED on the front here, and then you've got your reset button, and then your power button, and your hard disk activity, and then you've got this nice little grill as well. Let's see if we can get this off. This is how easy it is. Oh, I can break the camera. Well, there we go. So you can just pull out underneath. It's got this nice little handle there. You can put it, and then you just, and it comes out. And as I was saying, this is where the PCB board is. Anyway, so it's all there, cables all joined together, and you can undo it, spray it up if you really want to. It looks like it's got a mesh grill, but I don't know how I can get to that. But yeah, I probably could get to that somehow. Right, so it's got like a bendy bit here. So you undo that tab, and then that tab underneath. Oh, there's a few tabs actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs. You undo that, and then you can pull the grill out, give it a clean, slot it back in, and then fold them back over, and that's the way it goes. So now I'm going to close this back up, and then it's done. And then you've got the Thermaltake logo there. Why is it not glowing up? Thermaltake, I expect more in 2018. Then we can put a 120 on the back here. You can slot it up and move it up and down, because you know it could be a problem when you're trying to insert your motherboard and the I/O bracket. It also doesn't have 7 expansion slots, it's only got 4 expansion slots. You've also got normal screws that you put in for a power supply. You know the power supply I'm talking about. But then you've got this annoying little bracket thing. I really hate these bracket things. This is meant to be a thumb screw and I can't even unthumb it. I could get a screwdriver, but anyway, it's a bracket to cover over the screws and everything, make it look quite nice and stuff like that. Underneath you will find a filter, but I don't like this filter either. The filter looks a bit sharp and it just looks, it's just a mission to get in and out, but that's there for your power supply. So that it goes back into so. And then as you can see, it actually didn't even put plastic underneath the bottom. They put, what's this, some sort of foam? There's some foam padding underneath so it doesn't scratch your desk. They even incorporated that inside this case for £50. So now I'm going to just swing it around. As you can see, no more captive screws on this side either. It would have been quite cool to see that on this case. As you can see, no foam dampening or any dampening at all, because it's a really cheap case. Nice side though, it's quite solid, doesn't feel cheap, so it's not too bad. And it's got a nice finger width there of cable management, a big cutout for the I/O to stick on your CPU, AIO, or any water block you want to put on there. You can put that on there, no problem. And then it comes with the cables, and as you can see, which is really quite cool, is that you've got all of the cables are actually nicely done, not like the stupid. I hate when they do stupid stuff like this. Anyway, you get a bag of screws, so you get all the screws, you get rubber absorptions for the actual mechanical hard drives, you get all the screws to connect it all up. You get a speaker sound cable that plugs into the motherboard. You literally get loads of screws, so that's pretty cool. They didn't cheap out on that either. You've got LED, which you can connect to, which is by a Molex connector. And that's nicely cleaned. It would have been nice to see SATA, but I'm guessing you only get that on the more expensive cases. Your HD audio, I wish they would just thread that down. Why is it so many colours? I just don't get it. USB 2, USB 3, looks a bit different. And then you've got your reset switch, and then you've got your HDD LED, and then you've got your power switch cable right there. And inside this bit here is where you would put your mechanical hard drive, and it will sit right inside there, which is weird because where is the bracket? There's no bracket there. And you can put another hard drive there as well. And then on the back, as I said, you can put your power supply in there. No way of like cut out, you just got to slide it in there. But I'll tell you what, it has got quite a lot of room there. It's got quite a lot of room to put a power supply in there. You put the power supply in there, it looks like you can put a standard ATX power supply and still have cable management going through the middle of the actual mechanical hard drives if you've got a mechanical hard drive. It is quite a sturdy case though. I've literally taken everything apart and it is definitely sturdy. It is definitely worth the money. I'll definitely buy this myself actually. It's quite cool. But now we have to talk about airflow. So if we're going to have water cooling in here, where is the airflow going to be? Well, can't you see there's a big cutout right there? But there's only a big cutout at the top of the case. But if you think about it, for £50 you should be putting a very like HTPC or something that's not going to accumulate so much like heat draw. You just basically want it to just have the computer in there working and nothing putting too much heat in. For water cooling, this would be a bit of a mission, I would think, because there's no airflow here. So if your radiator's here, that's going to accumulate heat here. You've got the VR rooms here and everything like that, which is cool. Does it all just go and be exhausted at the top, and then there's no dust that can get on there as well. But then you've got your graphics card. Your graphics card's going to be pushing heat and it's going to be whirling up, coming up through the back, but it's going to be whirling up and coming over to this side. Some of it's going to be absorbed over here and some of it's going to be over this side. I sound like a flipping weatherman, I must admit. Anyway, Thermaltake, it's got their logo right there, but which I do not like this logo. I like their other logo that you get on with the RGBs. I think that looks more sexier than what this is looking like. But they haven't just gone, we'll cut it out and you have LEDs and it will come out. They've just literally put it on the side there and it looks really quite cool. As you can see, I found the LED strip. It's embedded inside the case and it's right next to the IO in the front with the LED button and all that, and I was like, where the hell is that? That is very convenient, Mr. Thermaltake, putting that there. That's pretty cool. So it's got a nice long strip, and then it obviously changes colours, and then you can have it so it's connected to your motherboard. It does say and state in the booklet that you can consult your motherboard and then obviously connect it to the motherboard, and then I guess you can have it all synced together. This is why it's 2018. That's pretty good for a £50 case that you can get that with as well. So, what do you think of this case? Leave it in the comments down below, because if you don't, I'm going to just have to, I don't know what I'm going to have to do. I really don't know. But, no, anyway, the Thermaltake case, this seems a little bit of an all-rounder for £50. Using it for HCPC, you can use it for water cooling. They didn't just go, you know what, just because it's £50, we're not going to add any water cooling holes or make it accessible. They've actually put that in there. And it's quite amazing that they've done a few options to do that. It's got a nice breathable intake for the fan. It did cut out one hole, but it is a mini ITX case, so you can't really go wrong. Normally you get 7 expansion slots on the back, but I've only got 4 in this case. Then they have put filters on there to keep it cool and to keep it dust free and stuff. And they've added an LED strip if you're into RGB. It must be the kind of the cheapest case to get RGB for, £50, unless you're going to go for other markets that there are unknown brands. But Thermaltake is a known brand, been going around for years and all that sort of stuff. Plus you could definitely connect their RGB fans, but it outweighs it though, if you know what I mean. It outweighs it. If you're going to buy RGB fans of Thermaltake, it's going to cost about 3 times as much as this case before you even got the motherboard. And like motherboards that mini ITX anyway are freaking expensive. If you want to have more like I/O, so you want more USBs, and you want to have DDR4, but you want DDR4 to run quite fast, and you want to have a decent CPU. There's loads of questions about it, but I could put probably a little package together, and it's probably come out about £800, but the case will come out cheaper. But maybe some people just want to buy everything for performance but have a little case, but then you don't want to sacrifice having airflow. Now this looks like it's going to be good for airflow because it's breathing straight from the front, and they have put a cutout at the top, and it has got like a rear exhaust anyway, which is standard, and there's decent size for cable management as well. So yeah, anyway, this is the end of the review, obviously, because I've finished. But anyway, yeah, leave your comments down below, let me know what you think, and share this video like hell. Share it, share it, share it. When you share it, loads of people will see it, and they'll share, and they'll share, and they will share. And then I'll keep making videos on and on and on in the future. And I'm going home now. I'm not really, I'm going back to work. Anyway, see you soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like, and all that. I'll say it again. Share, like, and subscribe. Oh yeah, and the links in the description down below, you can buy this.